what it means to be an American. America is freedom, and freedom is special and rare.
We, the people of this great nation.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
We, the people.
We, the people
of this great nation.
of this great nation.
Good morning, good evening, good everything, America. How are you? Obviously, 71 million of us are not doing very well right now. We fear the future of this country, and Joe Biden just keeps on making those fears a reality. So today he does his first COVID-19, I guess, plan and announces who's going to be part of his team. Well, today they also came up with the vaccine. So, which has a 90% probability of curing COVID-19. So, therefore, that's really out of the question. That right there is key right there to tell you right now that this guy he was even stumbling on his first meeting. So on his first like press release or whatever you want, I love seeing him creating his little transition team. Apparently the Democrats are fighting amongst each other on power. Already they're fighting with it. Who's going to be in his cabinet? Who's going to be progressive enough? Is he going to keep his promises to the left like he said he would? And I will be honest with you. Meanwhile, Donald Trump just keeps on kicking ass as our president and keeps on doing what he does best, which is win. And I think that we are going to win this. I know maybe I'm over optimistic. Maybe I'm being extremely positive, but I feel in my gut, and my gut is never wrong, that there was a lot of voter fraud. Not a little, but a lot. The chances of Joe Biden being the most voted president of our time, of history in general, is so unlikely, that he beat Barack Obama, having a vice president that was a 1% approval rating by the Democrats. A 1%. I'm going to repeat that. She was on the 1 percentile. She dropped out before Iowa. Okay? I'm just preparing everybody here mentally because this is going to be a big uphill battle. And it's not going to be an easy one. It's going to be far from being an easy uphill battle. But we got to stay focused. We got to stay vigilant, and we got to stay positive. Donald Trump has a legal team. He's dispatched over 1,000 different lawyers all over the country. And I'm going to give some predictions, although I've been wrong on all my predictions as of lately because this has been an election unlike anyone. For those of you who tell me, well, in no presidential election has a recount really made a difference except one. Well, this is not like your typical presidential election. We had millions of ballots that were just mailed out unsolicited. So yeah, this would be a little bit different. I would think this would have a lot of opportunity for fraud. A lot of opportunity for fraud. So that being said, I would be wary for those Democrats that are so confident and marching through the streets. I find it quite interesting that COVID-19 does not matter to them, apparently. They can celebrate. They can enjoy the streets. Forget about anything. I mean, CNN tries to cover them and goes, but they were wearing masks. Yeah, they were also popping bottles of champagne and drinking from each other's bottles. So, I mean, yeah, that's probably going to spread COVID-19. But when Trump was doing his rallies, oh my God, he was doing super spreaders. It was dangerous to the world. Oh my God, this guy doesn't care about what the CDC says. But look, today we have news. A vaccine is almost there. I mean, they've already tested it. It went through the final stage, and we may just be able to distribute it before the end of the year. And I'm going to send a little message to all those Joe Biden supporters or those who voted for Joe Biden. Remember my words. If Joe Biden is president on January 20th, it is your fault. When you guys see this economy crash, when you see these radical moves being done by the left, and our country being single-handedly destroyed from Trump's amazing presidency, you only have yourself to blame. Because I know I'm on the right side of history. And you know what? For 4 years, the media, everyone attacked Donald Trump. Now we have an opportunity to do the same to Joe Biden. Although I don't see him being president for more than maybe 6 months to a year, nevertheless, it will be an opportunity for us to do the exact same thing. I hope they investigate his son. I hope they impeach his ass. And I hope that everything comes out of the surface, the corruption, which we've already seen firsthand in the last 4 years of the deep state and of every single person involved from the Democratic Party. It's disgusting. You single-handedly handed over our country, and you think he's not going to ban fracking? He said he wasn't going to mandate masks. He's already talking about mandating the masks. There he goes, flip-flopping again. He said, no, I wouldn't put a full mandate. And today he announced he's planning on putting a mandate. So good job, guys. So he's probably going to backtrack on the fracking too. So all you workers out there in Pennsylvania, start getting ready to stand in line in that voted for Biden. Get ready to stand in line in the unemployment line, because you're most likely going to be unemployed. Oh, and as for China, China's currency's through the roof. So be prepared for China to own the majority of the United States, as they've been doing for the last 20, 30 years. So everything America stood for, we have lost the first president in a long time that put America first. We lost him because a group of radicals and hateful idiots that voted based on hate and not what's in their best interest voted for the single most, the worst presidential candidate on this planet. That guy has lost 2 previous presidential runs. Obama told him not to run for president. And suddenly this guy manages to break records. Highly doubt it. Highly unlikely. And I highly doubt that unless this ends up in the Supreme Court, we're going to see any drastic change. But these people committed fraud. Do not by any means think that this was a legitimate election. Everyone knows it. Every Trump supporter deep down in their soul knows this was robbed. And the left even knows it. Even people from the left are questioning this. And that's a problem. When you see people from their own party questioning how did he bring out all these people, it's very scary. So at the end of the day, we've seen the corruption of the swamp. Trump has formed a movement and a coalition that will never be broken. The America First movement. And he will be a strong political figure for years to come if he doesn't overturn this projected victory on Biden. Because let's not forget, till it's certified, it's not over. But already we're seeing the disaster of what a Biden presidency would look like. Everything he said he was going to do about COVID-19, not a fucking plan. Nothing. He had absolutely nothing.
Come on, man.
All he had was mandating masks. That's pretty much all he had. Meanwhile, we have Operation Warp Speed that just created a vaccine. We have therapeutics that our mortality rate is at an all-time low all around the world. So, and this is just
facts, evidence, reason, logic.
That's it. That's what it is. That's what it is. But for 4 years, we've all been told the exact same thing from the left, that we are all
Racist.
and we're not. We're not. They've belittled us. They've made fun of us. They've called us cult members, deplorables, everything you could think of in the book, pretty much. And now they're gloating. Now they're laughing in our faces. They're getting on our Facebook pages and attacking us. On my stream, they come in armies to laugh and criticize that no longer is President Trump in office. I would love to give them a nice slap in the face if Trump reverses this decision and we find out there's massive fraud all over the place. The good thing is we have the Republicans that are backing him, senators and congressmen. I hope they continue to do that because it's the American will. This wasn't 50 million people. This wasn't 60 million. This was 71 million people. And we're talking about record-breaking amounts of people that showed up in person, unlike Biden. Do you honestly think about this? Do you honestly think 74 million people voted for Joe Biden? Think about that number. Do you think that Biden was more popular than Obama? Do you think that the hate for Trump is that big that he's going to overwhelmingly split the nation in half? I highly doubt it. The advantage was and always was the mail-in ballots. They knew they were going to be able to rig it through that avenue, and Donald Trump has everything against him. We should all be praying for this man. This man is fighting for us, and he's fighting for us against every elite possible, from the media to the Hollywood elites to Silicon Valley to everyone. This man is fighting for us, for Americans. And yes, he shouldn't concede. He should not concede whatsoever till we get to the bottom of it. We have to feel comfortable in our system, in our election system. And even though, and if they do make a decision and they figure out, yeah, he really won the election, deep down inside, I'm always going to know they cheated it. They've been doing it for 4 years. They've been trying to take this man out of office using every tool in the book. What makes me give them any credibility? Oh, the glitch in Michigan. It was a human error. Why should I trust what you say? Why should I trust anything that you say? For 4 years, you've been attacking this man, creating fake dossiers, creating fake Russian interference, creating all sorts of things to take this man out of office. Why should the American people trust anyone? We shouldn't, because they've been lying to us. They've been brainwashing the left. Suddenly, there's no riots, no protests. Do you see any Republicans out in the street burning buildings down? No, because we don't do that. We're above that. But they do it. It almost feels as if Antifa, BLM, they all work together to pretty much cheat Donald Trump out of an election. Honestly, it's sad when you have everybody rooting for a president to fail. That is the saddest thing I've ever seen in America. And if you ask me, is America divided? Hell yeah, it's divided. And it's going to stay divided. Because if these people think that we're going to unite next to them after they've been ridiculing us, criticizing us, making fun of us for the last 4 years, and they want us to support their candidate, fuck that. I'm not with that. I'm not riding on that train. I ride on the American train. I ride on the Trump train. I ride on America First train. I'm with my fellow Americans. These people on the left, they give us no reason to trust them. Why should we not be divided? Why should we not be divided? They've been putting us through the ringer since the day Donald Trump got elected. They were shocked, they were upset, and they were determined. They were determined by all means to get this man out of office. Even if it means cheating, even if it means impeachments, even if it means fake Russian investigations, whatever it takes. And then they ignore their candidate, a known racist, for a man with 47 years of zero accomplishments. And we all know these speeches are written by somebody. We know this isn't Joe Biden. That man can't get a sentence through if his life depended on it. We have Hunter Biden waving. A guy we know is probably a pedophile, and much more, he's probably a big-ass criminal stealing money from other countries and making profits off his dad's last name while his dad was sitting vice president. I'm sorry, this is just reality. There's no unification here, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We stand by our president. We stand by Donald J. Trump. That's who we stand by. We stand by a president that actually cares about the American people. Oh, and for those BLM activists that they think that Donald Trump's responsible for everything that's going on in Black America and the violence and everything, wait till you see what happens next. Just wait. You know what's going to happen for the Black community with a Biden administration? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They're not going to do anything to better your lives because they don't care. They got your vote already. They don't care anymore. Just take it from Ice Cube. Called the Republicans, called the Democrats. Republicans paid attention. Democrats will talk after the election. That just shows you what their priorities are. You think they care about you? They don't care about you. But you voted for them. Once again, they manipulated your vote. They got you again into their trap, into voting for them. And at the end, you'll get zero in return, which is what they've been doing for the last 40 years, giving you nothing. That's just my take. Anyways, guys, this is my rant for the day. But just stay tuned. Just be ready. Just be vigilant. Just let's wait to see what happens. We're smart. We wait for the judiciary system to do it, to take its course. And thankfully, we're above that rioting and protesting. We're not like the other side. When we're upset, we go to the voting polls and we vote. And we came and we did our part. We voted in person. But unfortunately, the left was able to cheat their way to the top, which is what they do. Guys, God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless this beautiful country we now call America. We may be calling it China in about 3 or 4 years. But right now it's America, and it has a beautiful constitution that it's probably in the works of being torn apart. Like Chuck Schumer, we're going to make some big changes to this country. I doubt it's going to be good changes. It's probably going to be very radical changes. So right now, the balance and our country is hanging on a thin thread. I hope we don't lose her.
We will make America great again.